this, babe. Fuck. Ay, ay, ay. Welcome back. If you guys don't know me, my name is Samyysosaa, but I go by Sam. In the last video, did one of the first races of the year. I ended up breaking my transmission again for like the 5th time in the last 365 days. I'm gonna take it apart and see exactly what was broken. I know for sure that 4th gear is completely gone. I shifted into 4th. If RPMs hit, I wasn't propelling forward anymore. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna be taking apart this transmission, but also answering some questions that I get a lot from a lot of people that wanna know more about me. So I'm going to answer these questions while I take apart the transmissions. Am I going to be staying B series or K series? For the moment, I just built my B series last year from the ground up. Completely redone motor, new turbo, new transmission, everything. So I'm going to stick with B series right now because the car was down for about 7 months and it hurt. So I want to stick with what I got right now. The goal is to possibly do sport front wheel drive in 2025 with the K series, obviously, because that's just the way to go. Unless I stay, the B series is still up in the air. We'll see. How many times have I pulled this transmission out? Been about 5 times. I always get, am I Spanish? I am Spanish, but my dad's dad is from Spain, and my dad was adopted, so we weren't raised in a Spanish household. They changed my dad's last name, so we were raised American or predominantly white, so I am white. A lot of my friends are Spanish, so I do listen to Spanish music. I do know some Spanish. I can talk to you a little bit. I can understand what you're saying. But that's about it. My favorite meal. So my favorite meal, that's kind of, like if you know me, you know I like chicken nuggets a lot. Also, I'm doing all this with hand tools because all my tools are in another car that's not here right now and I don't have all day to wait. So we're just gonna start doing it with hand tools because this is just what I have on hand. You guys know that I like chicken nuggets a lot. So that probably is my favorite food, but I am a sucker for like a home cooked meal, like mashed potatoes and like fried chicken or something like that. That's also like a good comfort food for me. I am from Florida, so I'm not gonna work unless I can get that to lock. It does not help that this cardboard is moving at the same time. This is such a struggle. Why is my life always a struggle? How long have I been drag racing for? I've been drag racing physically. I've been building my 240 since like 2013. I mean, I've had it since 2011, but I've been building it for drag racing since 2013. I started drag racing in 2015. Drifting, I had drifted a little bit, like maybe 3 times whenever I was in 2015, but I recently just started to back up in April of last year. I got another drift car. I didn't sell the Evo. I still have the Evo. I'm not sure what to do with it. I just don't have any space to keep it right now, but it's too immaculate to get rid of. And I can't build it either because it's just too nice to build. You know, I don't want to destroy it. So I don't think I'm going to build it unless, I don't know. I worked at a shop that built Evos all the time, and all I heard was complaints and like how much money were being spent on them to do the things that they do. And it just didn't seem realistic. Not your money's worth. And mine's a bone stock Evo that's just immaculate and completely stock in every way, so why would I destroy that? I'll be like 90 years old going to get breakfast with my Evo. If I wasn't racing or drifting, what else would you want to do? I don't know if you're asking me like day to day or like a career, or a hobby. If I'm not racing or drifting, I'm either working at home. I like to go to the beach. I like to read. I like to go golfing. I like snowboarding. I like wakeboarding, rollerblading a lot. Career-wise, if I didn't drag race or drift, I think I would like to manage somebody else's race team for them. I think that would be a lot of fun. I really like the concept of building a business around it and the marketing. I have a lot of fun doing that. And it kind of becomes overwhelming. I like the driving part too, but it does become overwhelming whenever you're the driver, the marketer, the builder, the transporter. Like, it's a lot of work to do everything. So I wouldn't mind somebody else taking the limelight and me building them up, but right now, I'm just having fun with well, I'm young, so. What's my favorite engine and what car would you want to swap it into? I already have my favorite car in the whole world, and that's a 2JZ 240. That's what I'm happy with, but I would much rather my 240 at this point go back to being a street car, but obviously it's too far gone for that. I'm not sure if there's any other females that have 2J 240s in the drag racing world. I think seeing a female drag race a 2JZ 240 is definitely going to be a new experience for a lot of people. I just wish it was done already so that we could all enjoy it. By the way, all these bolts are 12 millimeters, in case you didn't know that, for your Honda. What is your ultimate dream machine? I would like to have in my collection an R35. I used to be able to get to drive some fast ones around, and I've always wanted one for myself. I just absolutely love them. I know they're very problematic, and a lot of people don't think they're worth the money that they are, but that's your opinion. I've driven plenty of them. I've driven a lot of cars, and I think I'd still want an R35 over a lot of things. Just pure happiness whenever I'm driving an R35. What else? Girls with fast cars like me. Okay, whatever. My TikTok is Sammy, SAMYY_SOSAA. I lost my TikTok last year for some reason, and I haven't been able to get it back, so I kind of gave up on it. Maybe I'll try to get into it again. This is obviously the Civic transmission, not the Mustang transmission. The Mustang's been pretty good to me so far, so let's knock on wood and hopefully it stays that way. Ironically, I used to have another Mustang drift car, and it was built a little bit. It had like a stage 2 cam in it or something, but the transmission was blowing every single event. So I really didn't like that. Like, pulling out that transmission is just a lot of work, especially when you're by yourself, and it's super terrifying. Also, somebody asked me if I drink whiskey or tequila. If you know anything about me, I do drink tequila, but I am honestly trying to stop drinking entirely because it's not good for you. It's really bad. I literally only drink whenever I'm at work because it's kind of hard dealing with drunk people all night and not being that way. It's really frustrating. I'm really nice until I'm not nice anymore, and I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, honestly, because I know everybody's going through something, but it's hard being a bartender. People unload on you a lot, and it's like, wow, thanks for that trauma that you just gave me. The next event that I'm racing is in IFO. Hopefully I can make it in time if I can finish fixing whatever's wrong with this transmission, putting it back together. February 2nd, it's a Sunday, so it's just one day event. It's because I just freshly rebuilt everything for the car. The car was down for 7 months, so I'm going to enjoy it instead of rebuilding a whole nother car. So building a car takes a long time. Whether you have all the money in the world, it still doesn't matter because you still have to wait on somebody else for something at some point. That's what I've learned. Inspired you to drag race or drift? So my sister, whenever I was 18 years old, my sister took me to a motorcycle stunt show. They had drifting in the halftime of that show, and I just fell in love because I've never seen anything like that before. And I ended up seeing 1998 240 SX, which I completely loved, and I saw the one that was the one that I actually ended up buying. 4 months later, I worked 2 jobs, 7 days a week to be able to buy this very clean mint 1998 240 SX. It was $4,500, so it took me a long time to save up for it. Back then, that was a lot of money, okay? Horsepower is my Civic. I think we're making about like 800 horsepower now. After the last event, we raised it up because it was dying off the line, so we just added more power to it. I would never all-wheel drive my Civic. It's just not a realistic thing to do. That class isn't, I don't even know. Really fast all-wheel drive cars, it's just not worth any putting money into it. Just a money pit, and you'll never see that money ever again. So, a street car though, I would love to have an all-wheel drive street car. Maybe one day, maybe I can save up and get one here soon, but Hondas are very expensive now. So and I am pretty cheap. It's a lot of money 240s are now, and I wish I would have kept all the ones that I had before. I used to have like 4 cookies at a time, and for some stupid reason I would chop them up. I don't know. I was young and dumb. I do, however, have a spare 2J here. Don't know what to do with it. I want to put it in something. I don't know if I should put it in a drag car or a drift car or a street car. Maybe you guys should tell me what I should put it into. I could put it in the Mustang. That'd be fun. I'd like to see me doing some drag and drive events if I can build a car to do that. Take out these. The fastest I've ever went in the Mustang, maybe 65 miles an hour. I don't know, I don't go fast in that thing. It's very, very stock and very slow. The best part about it is it has all that torque for drifting, which makes it easier. A lot of people on my channel don't like my Mustang, but I literally love it so much. It's so much fun. I think everybody should buy a Mustang drift car and just have the time of your life. Where are the balls at? Ugh. Okay, let's not lose anything. True fact, all of my Tupperware from inside my house ends up in the garage for the transmission or something. Alright. My biggest goal for this year is to finally finish my 240 and do a pass. A 7-second pass would be ideal. I would love that. That would make my whole entire life, actually. My goals for the Civic this season is I want to win an event, and I would like to win a 950 event. I would really like to win a 10.0 index event, but I think my car is going to be a little bit faster than that, so we're going to have to play around and see where I can dial in and where I'm most comfortable at. So if I could only keep one of my cars, it would obviously be my 240. I've had it the longest out of my life, and that's my baby. That car's been stolen twice, and I've gotten it back both times, so I can never get rid of it. You're going to probably bury me in that car. Why my fuel cell was accumulating a lot of dirt in it is because the fuel cell was corroded. The people that I bought the car from kind of let E85 sit in it for 2 years. I wasn't aware that it was sitting with the E85 in it, so whenever I got it, I first changed out the lines, then I changed out the filters, I changed the fuel pumps, I changed the injectors, I changed everything except the fuel cell, and all along I think that's been the majority of the problem. Also, I was running pump E85, which is also unreliable. I'm starting to think that the injectors that I have are also unreliable. Right now I'm running Fuel Injector Clinic. I'm still having issues with it, so I might just switch it up to the Siemens Decas. Unfortunately, with Siemens Decas, you have to buy 8 of them for some reason, and they're a lot of money. I'm not sure why that is, but I only need 4. So if anybody wants to go halves on a set of injectors, you let me know. How long have I been building Hondas? I actually bought this Honda for myself 2 years ago on my birthday. I wanted something that I could have good seat time in and keep my reaction time up to par where I wanted to be for whenever the 240 is done. I was between a Fox Body and the Civic. I ended up going with the Civic because Fox Bodies were like $10,000 more for doing a 10.0 index, so I was like, let me just go with the Civic. But I went with the Civic because I've been having a lot of fun with it. I never thought I would see myself doing sport front-wheel drive. I thought I would never drive a front-wheel drive car in drag racing. I'm so happy that I have, though, because I found that front-wheel drive is a lot scarier and a lot more engaging. You actually have to work for every second inside this car. Unlike a rear-wheel drive, it's like driving a Cadillac, which anybody can do. Would you ever build a street car? I want to. I want an all-wheel drive Civic, probably. I'm going to work on that. And if you can align my drift car, please align my drift car. For some reason, whenever I went to the private event over the weekend, my angle kit was really loose, and every time that I tighten it, it still loosens. I don't know if that's like an FDF thing. I don't know if I should Loctite the bolts to keep it secure. Maybe if there's any drifters watching this video, you can help me out and give me some guidance, because I would love that. And if you guys have any more questions, just let me know, and I will answer them in the comments.